Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Addison of Property Hunter Ghana, Ghana's leading real estate agency at the moment. A lot of people have been calling me to buy properties I'm selling or some of my properties on the market. People see some of the houses on YouTube and call that they want to buy the house and they want to take mortgage. But I realized that a couple of people, or a lot of them actually, they don't have any idea or very little knowledge on how to acquire a mortgage in Ghana. So I would like to go through the process of acquiring a mortgage in Ghana. I'm using actually the procedure for HFC Bank, but I'm sure the process applies to almost all the other banks. It's very similar to almost all the other banks. So we will be going through the requirements and the procedures and the fees involved when acquiring a mortgage. People don't realize that there are some fees involved when acquiring a mortgage. So we will be going through some of those. My name is Mr. Addison again of Property Hunter Ghana. As I said, at Property Hunter Ghana, we usually bring buyers and sellers together to help you acquire a property. So I have some contract with some real estate agency. I mean, most of the main real estate agency. Whether you have a low budget or a high budget, I could help you acquire property very easily in Ghana. Not just houses, I also can help you acquire. I can also help you get a land in Ghana, actually. So if you are looking for a land or something like that, give me a call or you can contact me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Property Hunter Ghana. So you can contact me on Facebook and then let's talk. Today we will be going through the requirements for acquiring a mortgage in Ghana, as I said. So let's look at what we have to do. I have this is the requirement from HFC Bank, but for full disclaimer, I am not a worker of HFC Bank. I am not an employee of HFC Bank, or neither am I anyway associated with HFC Bank, but I'm just using their procedure as an educative tool to some of you who want to acquire a mortgage, so that you can have an idea of the process and the requirements that you will be going through. So if you want to take a loan with Stanbic Bank or Eco Bank or Ghana Home Loan or whatever, you could still use a similar procedure to acquire the loan. Okay, so let's look at what you will be doing during the application process. Before we start with the process of acquiring the loan, before you even start the process, the first thing you need to do is to contact the bank and get pre-approval. The pre-approval only means that you contact the bank and see whether you even qualify for a loan in the first place. Don't go and look for the house before you go to the bank for the mortgage. If you want to buy a house in Ghana or anywhere for that matter, you go to the bank, you go for pre-approval, see whether you even qualify for a mortgage, how much you will be qualified for. So the bank will tell you, they will look at your income and things like that and tell you how much you will be qualified for, and then you could use that information to go looking for a house. You understand? So first contact the bank. If you want to contact the bank in Ghana, you're having difficulty, just give me a call. I could help you facilitate that. I have some few friends in some of the banks and then the Ghana Home Loan and things like that. But I can put you in contact with them and then they will help you with the pre-approval and everything like that. So you go for your pre-approval, see how much you are qualified for in the first place, and then you use that information to go in the market looking for a house to buy. I hope you get that. So for the application process, the first thing you do is you fill out an application form from the bank. So the bank will, if you are not in Ghana, the bank will mail you an application form and you fill it out. Or if you are in Ghana, the bank, you just go to the bank, you fill out the application form. When they give you the application form, please read through it properly. Read through the application form properly. You fill it out neatly and you send it back to the bank. The processing fee for HFC Bank, as they stated, is $250 or £150, or the CD equivalent or the euro equivalent, wherever you live. You could convert the dollar or the pound to the currency. and you pay. That's for the application fee. Then you need an offer letter from the vendor or the real estate company. So if you are buying a house, right, and let's say you are buying it from a real estate company, they will have to give you a offer letter. You send the offer letter to the bank to show that the vendor or the estate company has agreed to sell the house to you. You understand? So that one, the estate company will have to provide the offer letter to you so that you can submit it to the bank. That will be very easy to do. Okay, now during the process, you need some form of identification. So these are the form of identification you need. One passport size picture, right? And then the personal reference form. The personal reference form, the bank will mail the personal reference form to you, or you can go to the bank. If you are in Ghana, you go to the bank and take the personal reference form and fill it out. Okay. Then if you are taking a joint application, that's if you and your wife, you want to take a mortgage in both of your name, you have to prove you have to give proof of relationship. So if you are taking it with your wife or something like that, or you are taking it with your husband, you probably have to give your marriage a copy of your marriage certificate or something like that. And I'm not sure for other relation like brother or sister or father and daughter. I'm not sure how that will work, but you can contact the bank and ask them whether you could take it with your brother or you could take it with your father or something like that. And then you have to prove that the person is your legal relationship. Okay. Then especially for those outside Ghana, you need a power of attorney. That you need someone to represent you in Ghana when they are doing the various procedures. So if you're outside Ghana, you just contact the bank. The bank will show you how to give a power of attorney to someone in Ghana who will represent your interests wherever they are doing the procedure. So if they are going to look at the property, they are signing documents, you need someone to represent your interest in Ghana, especially if you are not in Ghana, right? If you are in Ghana, you might not need any power of attorney because you can do it yourself. But probably you are in Ghana and you don't have the time to go up and down with all the how do you call it, the process and things like that. You can give the power of attorney to someone who could represent you and do that for you. But if you are in Ghana, I would advise you to do it yourself. But if you are outside Ghana, you cannot be here for the process. Just contact the bank. The bank will give you the procedure of getting the power of attorney for someone you trust in Ghana. So that is that. And then you need a national ID. That's a photo ID. Either if you're outside Ghana, your passport will do, or your driver's license, right? Your driver's license will do, or your passport will do. That's for the application process. So you can have a copy of your passport or your copy of your driver's license, and you'll be good to go. Okay, that's for your IDs you need to complete the process. Okay, now the bank will have to verify your income, right? So to verify your income, what the bank deals with two categories of people. That is the salaried workers and the self-employed people. That's the entrepreneurs. So if you are a salary worker, what the bank will need from you is a confirmation of your income and employment from your employer. So you have to contact your employer to confirm your income and whether you are employed with them to the bank. So probably the bank will send you a form or something like that, and you give it to your employer. They'll fill out the form for you, and then you send it back. All the bank wants to make sure is that you are working at where you say you are working. So when you are filling the application form and you say probably I'm working at so and so company, you will have to the company will have to confirm that you are actually working there, and they will have to confirm your salary, right? So your employer will have to do that for you. And then the latest 3 pay slips. So if you are working at a company and you are most likely being paid monthly, or even if it's bi-weekly, you have a pay slip. the 3 months, the latest 3 months, right? They will need the latest 3 months of your pay slip to confirm your salary. So your employer confirms your employer will confirm your salary, and your pay slip will also be needed to confirm your salary. Just to double check and cross check and make sure that you are earning what you said you are earning, and that shouldn't be a problem. For self-employed people, a lot of people do think that if you are self-employed, you can't get a mortgage. That's not true at all. If you are self-employed, the bank can deal with you only if you have the document to prove your source of income, right? So for self-employed people, what a bank will need is the last 3 years certified audited account, right? If you are a legitimate business, you will need a certified audited account for the last 3 years to make sure that your cash flow and everything is up to par. So if you have difficulty with your audited report, you could also use your personal income tax returns. So your income tax returns could be used to verify your income. That's if you are self-employed, right? So if you can't provide the certified audited account for 3 years, you could also provide your income tax returns, and they could use that to verify your income if you are self-employed. Okay. Then you also need to submit your business profile if you are self-employed. So every business have a business profile, or should have a business profile. You see, some of these things are what most Ghanaians find difficulty with when applying for a mortgage, because a lot of Ghanaian owned businesses don't have audited report or audited account. The business owner dips his hand in the account anytime he wants, so there is no audited account. Before you deal with the bank, they will need to make sure that your business is a legitimate business and it's being audited properly, so that they know that even though probably your business is doing well, you are not just spending the money anyhow, right? So you need the audited account. Then you need a business profile. That the business profile, you could easily write it. If you don't have a business profile, you are self-employed, you need a business profile so that they know what type of business you are doing and whether it's a legitimate business or something like that. That's all. If you are not if you do not hold an account with the bank, that's with HFC. If you don't hold an account with them, then you need a bank statement for the last 6 months, right? So if you don't hold an account with HFC, for example, I'm just using HFC as an example, but most of the other banks do the same thing. If you don't hold an account with the bank, they will need the last 6 months of your bank account. All these things are just to verify your income and your source of income, and whether your income is sustainable. That's all. They just want to make sure your income is sustainable over the period. Before we go on, I would like you to subscribe to this channel. What I often do is that I bring you video tours of some of the properties I have on the market, but I realize that there is a need for people to be educated on very important topics in real estate in Ghana, like what I'm doing right now, the mortgage requirements for HFC Bank, for example, but as I said, it applies to other banks. So I want to bring very educative topics to discuss them with you and inform you about what to do when buying a house in Ghana, or when buying the land in Ghana, or maybe you want to enter into real estate and excuse me, you need certain information to be clear on the do's and don'ts and whether it's a good idea or things like that. Or you want to buy a house in Ghana, you want to know certain things. So if you have any question or any topic you want me to treat, please leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you are in the market looking for a property to buy, please give me a call. My number will be displayed on the screen. Give me a call. I will help you acquire a very nice property at a very fantastic price. What I pride myself, or what we pride ourselves in as Property Hunter Ghana, is not just bringing you good houses, but also bringing you fantastic deals. that the price is good, the house is good, the location is good, then we are bringing it to you. Okay, we go to the next requirement. That's the credit history. Before I talk about the credit history, with Ghanaian banks, what I heard about foreign banks is that if you have a good credit, you can negotiate your interest rate, right? So the better your credit is, the better interest rate you could get. But with Ghanaian banks, the interest rate is fixed. You can't negotiate a better interest rate no matter your credit history. But what they need a credit history for is to make sure that you are trustworthy, and if you take loan, you usually pay back. So for those who have fantastic credit history and they want to use that to negotiate a better rate, I am sorry, Ghana, our rates are the rates in Ghana are quite fixed. But you could still ask your bank if you could negotiate a better rate. There's no harm in trying. Okay, you will need a credit report from a recognized credit reporting agency. So most banks have credit reporting agency they would like you to have your report from, depending on the country you are in. So if you are not sure of which credit reporting agency to use, just contact the bank and tell them the country you are in. They could direct you as to which agency to which agency to use when reporting your credit history. So they will need a credit report from a recognized credit bureau or a credit reporting agency. They will need 3 months bank statement. If you are not a customer, sorry, if you are not a customer of the bank, they will need 3 months bank statement from the bank which you are a customer of. Usually, if you are outside Ghana, they will require that you open a bank account with the bank you want to take the loan from. So or if it's probably Ghana Home Loan, they will prefer you open an account with a bank in Ghana, right? So you need to open an account. So before we continue, let me give you a brief the brief process of opening an account in Ghana. If you are outside Ghana, if you are in Ghana, you just walk to the bank and then they will help you out with that. But if you are outside Ghana and you want to open a savings account, you need 2 passport pictures and then a copy of your photo ID. If you have your passport is photo ID, that will be okay. So a copy of your passport or your driver's license. If you have a driver's license from the country you are in, you could use your driver's license, and then proof of residence. With the proof of residence, you could use your utility bill or your driver's license to prove your residency in the country you are in. Yes, so a copy of your utility bill or your driver's license will do. So with savings account in EcoBank, you need a minimum of 50 Ghana cedis. That's very cheap. And then with current account, the same as the savings account plus 2 references. So you need the same requirement as the savings account plus 2 references. That's 2 people who own a current account in Ghana, right? So you can find 2 people who own current account to be your reference. They will send you a form to fill out. So you give the form to 2 people in Ghana who own current account in Ghana with any bank. This is for HFC Bank, right? Other banks may have a little varied process, but very similar to this one. So you could just contact the bank you want to take the loan from, and then they'll give you directions. But I'm just giving you an overview or a rundown of the process. Okay, now let's go back to taking the loan. Down payment in Ghana, you need a minimum of 20% down payment. You could pay more than 20%. The down payment is, if the house is, for example, if the house is $100,000, right? You need to pay 20% of the value of the house, and the banks pay 80% of the value of the house, and you pay back the bank's money over a period of time. So the money you pay for the house is the 20%, right? So if the house is 100,000, dollars, you be coming up with you will be paying $20,000 as down payment, so that the bank will pay the $80,000. Yes, so that's the minimum. You could pay more. If you pay more, it means your what do you call it? Your monthly deductions will reduce, or the time you use to pay will also reduce if you pay more than the 20%. But usually the bank will require 20%, nothing less than 20%. Okay. There's also a evaluation process. So if you are buying a house, right, the bank will want to know whether the house is overpriced or underpriced or just priced right. And you also want to know whether the house is priced right. So you need a evaluator to go and do the evaluations on the house and report. So the bank will need a valuation report, but with the banks, they have their own valuation team. So you just pay a little fee to them, and then they will go and do the valuation of the house to make sure that the house is priced properly for you. And that information is also very useful to you. You want to know whether the house you are buying, you are not being ripped off. So evaluation report will be required. Now this is very important. This is very, very important. There are some of the fees and some of the charges involved when taking a bank loan in Ghana. We are going to go through all of them and see the different fees and the different charges you will pay. So before we continue, I would like to urge you to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of videos coming out very soon, and I have videos of some of the houses I have on the market that I'm selling. The videos on my channel, or the houses on my channel, are not the only houses I'm selling. I have a lot of them, just that I sometimes go out and then take video tour of some of the houses I'm selling. So if you want a house and you look through the houses on my YouTube channel and you don't like any of them, just give me a call, and then I will go through what you want, like your budget and the area you want it, and the type of house you want, whether it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom, whatever you want. You could go through, and then I will get a very nice property for you that you really appreciate. So subscribe to my channel, and then give me a like so that more people can see this video. We need to educate our people on how to acquire properties in Ghana, so that the process is very less cumbersome. Okay, now let's go to some of the fees and charges you'll be paying when buying a house. So before they will continue with the process, you have to submit a signed facility letter. The facility letter is the letter that indicates your acceptance of the terms and conditions. So the terms and conditions the bank will give you, you will have to sign the facility letter that indicates that you accept the terms and conditions. That one will be sent to you by the bank, and you sign it and then return it back to them. Okay. And you will have to take a mortgage, life insurance. You have to take a life insurance. If you're outside Ghana, the banks will usually prefer you take a life insurance with an insurance company within Ghana. I'm not too sure of whether they will agree to you taking an insurance from outside Ghana. Probably you want to take the insurance at where you live, so that what the insurance will do is that in case, God forbid, you pass away, or you are involved in an accident where you are unable to work for the rest of your life and you are unable to pay the loan, or maybe you fall sick, you cannot continue working to pay the loan or something like that, the life insurance will take care of you. Yeah, that's very, very important. You also have to take a hazard insurance. That's for the property. So you insure the property in case of flooding or fire or some other natural disaster, something like that. The property is insured, so the insurance will take care of the property for you. You understand? So that the property, if there's a natural disaster, the property you don't just lose your property like that, right? You want to protect your property, so the bank will want you to take a hazard property insurance, right? With the life insurance and the property insurance, the property protection insurance, I am not sure whether the bank will allow you to take the insurance from the country you are currently in, right? But you could discuss that with the banker and then see whether they will allow you to take the insurance from the country you are in. But most likely they will ask you to take the insurance from within Ghana, so that if there is anything, they could easily get their money back. Then there is a payment of facility fee. So there's a facility fee of 1% of the loan amount. So you pay 1% of the loan amount they are giving, the amount they are giving you as loan. You pay 1% as facility fee, and you also pay 1.5% of the loan amount as processing fee. Now we've gotten to the fees part. Listen very carefully. You pay 1% of the loan amount as facility fee and 1.5% of the loan amount as processing fee. Good. Now, the registration of your legal documents. All the legal documents will have to be registered. So the registration of the legal documents will cost you 5,000 Ghana cedis, or the equivalent of 5,000 Ghana cedis in whatever currency you prefer. So you have to pay a fee of 5,000 Ghana cedis for the registration of the legal documents, right? Then you also pay a settlement fee of stamp duty on title, the land title, right? You have to pay a settlement fee of stamp duty of 1% of the property price. That's for the stamp duty for the land for the title. Then you also make a payment towards the settlement of stamp duty on mortgage deed. That's a 0.5% of the loan amount. Okay, and the title search. You see, when you provide the land title to the bank, right? They will have to go and search and make sure that the land belongs to the owner, the person who is selling the land to you, the property to you. And for that search, you have to pay 250 Ghana cedis, or the equivalent of whatever currency you prefer. Okay. Then property inspection and valuation fee. As I told you, they will need they will need to evaluate the property and inspect the property, make sure that the property is in good condition, that you could live in or something like that. And they will need to evaluate the property and see how much it's actually worth. And then that fee ranges between 350 to 500 Ghana cedis. I don't know how much they will charge you, but it will be between 350 to 500 Ghana cedis, depending on the property or depending on the location or something like that. After you've paid all these fees, there is a pre-disbursement meeting with HFC loan advisors and the signing of the mortgage deeds. So with this, if you have your someone representing you, and the person is legally representing you in Ghana, let's say you are outside Ghana and there's someone legally representing you in Ghana, that the meeting with the loan officers could be you could be represented by your legal representation in Ghana to sit in that meeting for you, and then advise you on whatever was said in the meeting. Okay. Then the loan will be disbursed. When the loan is disbursed, the commencement of loan payment starts on the 25th day of the month after disbursement. On the 25th day of the month after disbursement, right? So after the disbursement, on the 25th day of the month after disbursement, that's when the loan will start. This document, the one from HFC, I have a soft copy. So if you need a soft copy of the whole process, just send me a WhatsApp message and tell me that you watch my video on YouTube, and you want to have a soft copy of the whole process, so that it can guide you in your process, right? My number will be displayed on the screen, so just send me a WhatsApp, or you can send me a text. I'll prefer you send me a WhatsApp, or you can send me an email, right? And tell me that you need a copy of the process or the process and requirements for getting a loan. This is for HFC Bank, but it could apply to other banks in Ghana, probably with few differences and things like that. But this one, I am not an employee of HFC, or I do not represent HFC. I went to inquire for someone, and I got the full document, and I thought it wise to come and share it with you guys to know what to do when applying for a loan in Ghana, especially for those outside Ghana. If you should follow the process, it's quite a simple process. You could get your loan in no time. Before we go, I want to say this very important thing. The last time I was talking to a client, and he said he tried getting a loan, and he was told that he need what, how do you call it, this thing? He need collateral to get a loan. When acquiring a loan, a mortgage loan, you don't need collateral. The house itself is collateral for the bank, right? So you don't need any other collateral to acquire a mortgage loan in Ghana. Or I don't know which other country you need a collateral to acquire a mortgage loan. So if you have difficulty, probably you talk to your bank and then they are giving you problems, just give me a call. I have very good friends in most of the banks that give loans. I could put you in touch with them. You deal with the bank directly, but with someone you deal with the bank directly, but with someone who will take your case on a personal basis, because I brought you there and I want you to buy my house, probably. But if you're not even buying my house, you are buying another house, and you want someone to help you get the process on very quickly, just give me a call or send me a WhatsApp message. I'm also on IMO. You can call me on IMO or call me on WhatsApp anytime, and we could talk. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.